On today's episode of Duality Gamecast, Ghooost.
Hi, welcome to Duality Gamecast. Today's review of Ghooost. How's it play?
Well, Ghooost is a card anti-set collection game. I don't know exactly how you explain that. Basically, your goal is you have a pool of cards that's your mansion. At the end of the game, it's haunted. You're trying to get all the ghosts out of it by the end of the game. Everybody starts with a hand of 4 cards. On your turn, you play a card to the cemetery. The rule is the card has to be equal to or higher than any other cards in the cemetery. The cards range from 1 to 14. You can play doubles, triples, quadruples. Anytime you do that, you take another turn right away. If you play quadruples, you clear all the boards out, all the cards off the board here, put them in the discard pile. They're not in there for the rest of the game, so it helps reduce the number of cards you have to play. If you can't play a card here, you just blind pull a card from the top of the crypt, throw it into play. If it fits the criteria, if it's higher than any other card or equal, play continues, you did a good job. If not, you pick up all the cards here and put them in your hand. You keep playing this way until the crypt here is depleted. Then you go into the midnight phase. In the midnight phase, when you have no cards in your hand and you have to play a card to the cemetery, you play the top card off your mansion here. It has an ability or value on it. If it succeeds, you keep playing. When finally the mansion is depleted, woohoo, you've won. But the game's not over, because there isn't one winner. There's only one loser in this game. You keep playing until there's only one person left. They make a sad ghost noise, cry, and lose the game. There's a couple special things, though, in the game. While the cards themselves vary from 1 to 14, there are some red, yellow, and blue cards in the game. They all have special powers. Yellow cards can be played on anything. The primary yellow card is a 1. It basically lets you reset the board so you can keep playing. Red cards can only have other red cards played on them or yellow cards played on them. And blue cards all have special abilities like copying other card values, just blowing up the board and clearing it off, or reversing the play order of the game. Once again, you play until all but one player's mansion is unhaunted. That player loses and everybody else is the winner. Matt, how do you feel about the art and components of this game?
So Ghooost is an extremely portable card game. The cards are a kind of an odd size. Did we decide these are bridge card size?
They seem like they're close to that, yeah.
Thinner than normal, but longer than normal. The stock is nice. It's sort of the mass market kind of Uno card stock. The art is very light-hearted, horror theme, but really just creepy, trick-or-treaty kind of theme. There are some homages on some of the cards. There's a ghost that looks like Slimer from Ghostbusters called Slim. You got, Frankie Jr. and Dracus and what have you. There's a 3-headed dog called Cerebus, and just real lighthearted, kind of spooky but not theme. I love the box. It's a completely illustrated box, but what's really cool is it's a fold-over magnet shutting box. So this really helps with portability. The magnet ones I've seen before were actually tins, and this is not a tin, so people that hate tins because of their lack of stackability, you got the stackability. So it's a nice little package, cards go right in. It does come with some little chipboard tokens if you're going to play the game in rounds. So overall, I'm really happy with the quality. The art style builds into the theme perfectly well. Dylan, how would you rate this game?
I would give it a like it,
Okay.
but I want to say that for a small game, I think we've done so many things with just numbers on cards that it's gotten to the point that there's not much else you can do with them, really. Plus, also sometimes the game, it's not really broken, but it gets into these long slogs when there's only like 2 people left. But overall, it's a pretty fun game with cool art. So yeah, I like it. How do you rate it?
I'm going to go with like it on this too, for some of the same stuff Dylan was saying. What happens is that the game has a very kind of Uno, take that feeling to it at the beginning of the game. And as you get less and less players, as the pool gets smaller, because of the scary ghosts, the red ones that no one else can play stuff on and take, you end up with this like blocking people's turns effect going on. And when you get down to just 2 people, you would think that the game would accelerate, and it slows down. It becomes very thinky. So it changes from feeling like Uno, well, there's more gameplay, a lot more gameplay here than Uno, but it skips from feeling one of those types of games to being this really thinky, mathy game. So it's neat in that regards, but it wasn't what I was expecting going into it, and it's contrasts with like a multiplayer experience because there is player elimination in this one. Every time you win, you're out, and everyone else keeps playing. So if you do well at the beginning of the game, if you like, let's say that you're competent in the game, and there's two other people who aren't competent at it, you're going to be out quickly, and then they're going to be not figuring out how to do the chain combos right to get that extra play. Because at the end of the game, you're going through your whole hand, burning one card off the top of your mansion, and then the other person's picking up everything because they can't beat it, and they're trying to figure out a combo to make it to get you to do the same thing, and you guys going back and forth. So if you have two people who aren't really good, I can see the game just, I mean, theoretically this game can last like hours if you get that way. So for that, it's a problem. I mean, we're playing with more gamery groups, so it's not a big issue, but that's why it won't go bubble like it for me. Matt, how about you?
I think I'm going to like it too. This game was created by Richard Garfield, creator of Magic the Gathering. And more importantly to me, a game I really love, Great Down Moody. If you've played Great Down Moody, you will see some themes in here. The playing of a better pair or trip over a previously played card feels a little bit like Great Down Moody. And you have those moments in this game where someone messes you up because of the number they play that feels a lot like Great Down Moody to me. The problem is this is a little more random than Great Down Moody. It goes through 3 phases for me. It felt like the very beginning felt very random. The middle part felt a little more like what I was looking for, Great Down Moody, planning, playing sets. And then the end, like they've already mentioned, gets real like, you're waiting for your opponent to just make a mistake, and it can get real grindy. So if you were the first winner, the first person out, and you're not the 2 people left fighting to not lose, you're really happy because you're like, I don't have to do any of that. So that's a little bit of a flaw. I'm not going to call it broken, but it's not going to be for everybody. So I do love the portability, though, and I kind of enjoyed the silly theme. So I'm going to go with like it.
All right, that was a review for Ghost. I hope to help you make your decision. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ramble. It's
and then I shocked you.
Static charge.
That was good one.